Coast with that gang gang. You know we don't play games, bro. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick, I'm queasy, whoa. East Coast with the gang, West Coast with the gang, Lover with the gang.
What up? Welcome, Beesh.
East Coast with the gang, West Coast with the gang, Lover with the gang. You know we don't play games. East Coast with the gang, West Coast with the gang, Lover with the gang. You know we don't play games. East Coast with the gang, West Coast with the gang, Lover with the gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine. Wifey is fine, I'm doing fine. Glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the...
Swole Normuth. Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 test, testing, 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 testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 1134 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gamecast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast. In the realm. Smells like sick fucking gains. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and hoes? What up? Yeah, beaches, I guess. That's kind of all I had to say about that. What's going on, fam? What's good? Welcome to episode 1134 of the Sleaze Freestyle Friday. We got some good juice. We got some new drops on YouTube. We got some new gains in the gym, I hope you're following me over on Instagram. I posted some shit in my story. Papa Swolio been doing been pulling some racks, been racking some pulls, been feeling good, feeling right and tight, feeling good. As I drink a beer and wish I was swole. Ooh, someone's having a brewski. You're punching out early. What is it, 6 o'clock? My goodness. Don't even fucking wait. Don't even wait. What's good? Let's see. We got a new drop on the Gain Train blog, 4th of July drop. So some information. If you want to get hooked up for Solnormus Apparel, the brand new drop, the brand new 4th of July gear, you can go and check out the Gain Train blog on the site. As you've probably noticed already, I got some new shit going on. I got trimmed up a little bit, and I also got my hair cleaned up. It was like long overdue. Super long overdue. That's usually the case. I get like Mama Swolio shapes it like super nice, and then it goes like 3 months, and then I have like a fucking bush. But I'm going to try to keep it cleaner, especially because of the summer. It's so much cooler, and it feels so much better to have it back. What's actually funny is the next probably few YouTube videos, you're going to see my beard short, then you're going to see it long, then you're going to see it short, just because I have some stuff recorded before I got the beard trimmed. So it's going to be one of those time jumping videos. You're going to be like, wow, short beard, really nice. Next one, just fucking bush. It's going to go back and forth. I bet this beer gut can beat you in arm wrestling. It's cool. Cool story, bro. It's totally fine if you want to. Who arm wrestles? I know they still have competitions and stuff, but man, what a dick measuring contest. Here, grab my arm. Let me see if I can pull it down. I'm sure you probably could. Got that beer strength. How do I eliminate banana rolls? I just found out what a banana roll was. But below the butt? Who creates this shit? Who's like, hey, it looks like a banana under your butt cheek? Never even heard of that. That was from the Ask Papa Swolio, right? Never even heard of a banana roll. That's what happens when you don't let yourself go and you don't gain a shitload of weight. You have no idea. You have no concept of what a banana roll is. No, I can comprehend it. I just never heard that term. Thought it was interesting. Not really. It's not really interesting. It's just kind of like, You learn something new every day. Unfortunately, you're learning more stuff that you should never have to deal with. Red, white, and swole. Fuck yeah. Can I have a shout out to Phil and Tom in the Royal Navy? You just got it. Shout out to Phil and Tom in the Royal Navy. What up? Where's the Royal Navy at? What Navy is that? Is that British? Don't a few countries have a Royal Navy? Or is it just the UK? Or is it not the UK at all? Anyway, what up? What up? What up, you beaches? Freestyle Friday, so we'll see what happens. I got a brand new YouTube video coming tomorrow that I just shot, some stuff that I've been getting sent in droves on Instagram. And I didn't make a video about this for a while. I just kind of, I don't want to say put it off. I just didn't address it. So a bunch of other people have online already. Some of the other people that you probably follow made videos on this, but now it's come to like a head where, all right, I'm just going to put my nuts on a chin or on a few chins. Same person, but you know, when you have multiple chins, you got to put it somewhere. Get it? So, you know, drop my nuts for this topic, but you'll see that coming. I'll drop that tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. That's fun. So if you haven't yet subscribed over on YouTube, check that out and make sure you hit the bell so you get notified when it drops. I do want to reiterate here because it's Friday. So let me give you the details on what's happening this weekend, this coming week. So I'm going to be out of the Swole hole a little bit. I want to make sure I talk about this now so I can talk about it tomorrow, because I will still be in the Swole hole tomorrow. I will still be in the same multi-stream situation. But starting Sunday, I will be streaming live, but I will only be streaming live for the podcast in Swolenormous X Live. Now, there's two ways that you can access live broadcasts even when I'm traveling, because I'll still go live, but it's only going to be for those of you that are Swolenormous X members and people that are part of the Daily Swole Club. So if you're already part of the Daily Swole Club, you're going to be getting some notifications and an email on how to access the live cast. But I will be streaming. And the problem is, or not the problem, but the solution, the reason why it's going to happen like this is because I can't multi-stream. So I don't want to pick just Facebook or just Instagram, because people are going to be like, where the hell are you? So I do want to stream, but I'm streaming for the private community. And if you don't know what the Daily Swole Club is, or you don't know what Swolenormous X membership is, you can check out swolenormousx.com. But members of the Daily Swole Club, if you don't want to, because it's an investment when you join Swolenormous X, because you get access to the yoga studio, you get access to all the programs, all the nutrition, all the new content that releases every single month. So there's a lot of stuff that comes with a Swolenormous X membership. Not everyone can afford it, nor does everyone need it potentially. I mean, a lot of times you don't know what you need, but hey, you know, no judgment here. But some of you want and really support the show. And the beautiful thing about the Daily Swole Club is you can support with as little as $1, $3, $5, whatever you want or can support with. And it helps keep the podcast ad free, helps keep, you know, for the production costs and stuff like that, and the hosting and all the, you know, it just helps keep this out of the money grubbing hands of advertising, because trust me, it's enticing. They're nice offers, but I don't want to go down that road. So the Daily Swole Club certainly helps. And one of the perks of being a part of the Daily Swole Club is you will get exclusive access to all the live casts that I can possibly do. So even when I'm traveling, you will still get access to the live casts via the private Facebook group, Swolenormous X Live. So if you're interested in plugging in, and this week is going to be one of those weeks. So if you want specifically just to make sure that you get the live cast, because Sunday is Sunday Funday Q&A. So it's going to be a private Q&A for that private community for Swolenormous X members and the Daily Swole Club members. So if you want to be a part of just all these live casts, even when I'm traveling, make sure that you either join Swolenormous X or you join the Daily Swole Club, which is up to you. You get to choose what you support with for the Daily Swole Club. So there's a lot of ability to access the great content. So appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you over there in Swolenormous X Live. But if you want to learn more about both of those things, X memberships, full-blown memberships, and the Daily Swole Club, all you got to do is go to swolenormousx.com and check it out. All right, let's see. Let's take some comments. Let's see what's going on. Love you, brother. Love you too, dude. I love you. What's up, D2H? Bomb Hair Swole. Thank you, Alice. Your commitment is amazing, though, man. Thank you. Thank you. Nathan smashed shoulders and arms, feeling swole at the moment. Fucking hell yeah. I look more cut as well. Why, thank you. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good with my food, my training. What I've been doing a lot more of lately, not sure how much we've talked about deadlifts a lot. We talk about the basics, right? This is a good place to start. Let's talk about a couple training principles, and then I'll take, we'll do some Q&A. Let's just have a discussion. Oh, I got to burp. My heart's kind of still bumping, so I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm trying not to breathe heavy into the microphone because I did a hard workout. Then I went right and it was pouring, like thunderstorms just flooding everywhere. So I ran into like 2 supermarkets, and then I'm the kind of person that effort to be lazy. So rather than make 2 simple trips, of course, I'll carry up like 17 fucking bags in both arms, like, y'all, plus like 2 watermelons. I'm like, y'all, you can't stop me. I carry this up the fucking stairs, y'all. And then I get to the door, put it all in, eat something, running around, starting up the podcast. And I'm like, hey guys, Daily Swole 1134. I'm ready. And I'm like all out of breath. Plus I have like just the caffeine is like pumping through my veins. I need to calm down. There we go. Deep breath in, hold, and release. Oh, yeah. Good. Very good. So I will try to calm down the best I can. Let's take some comments. That way I can slow my shit. Let's see what's up. Nikki Brown on Facebook. You've inspired me to get my ass up and stop making excuses. Keep doing what you're doing. Love the man bun, Papa Swolio. Nikki, thank you so much. Much love to you as well. Dude, Tallahassee was like that all week. It was actually nice today. I wonder if it's coming down from up there. It usually goes the other direction. Yeah, it's fucking gray, nasty, and raining. Papa made it on time for the first time. You are awesome. Love your podcast. Thank you. Fucking hell, YouTube representing. And that's the reason. Look, I'm making a lot of YouTube videos, and I've been pushing the podcast on YouTube, trying to just get some exposure, like letting everyone know that I have a podcast, because it's always, for a lot of people that were following for a while on YouTube, I guess I just wasn't communicating properly enough. I was streaming it for like 2 years straight or plus on the main channel. And then when I split it off to the second channel, I just didn't really say too much about it, publicly, but I'm talking about a lot more. So those of you that are coming over finally realizing that I do have a podcast, I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad you're here. It's fucking awesome. It's great to have you, and it's great to get the feedback and all the questions. And those of you that are watching on YouTube, those of you that jump on the comments and ask Papa Swolio, and you ask questions and you respond when I say drop in the comments below, Instagram, everywhere. I appreciate your input. I appreciate your feedback. So I try to provide value. I try to provide, my opinion, and do it the way I want to, and do it from the way I feel and from my experience. And I'm glad that you're picking up what I'm putting down. I'm glad. I'm very, very glad. Box breathing. Yeah, it worked for a second. Now it's not working. I'm just really my heart rate just keeps on getting jacked back up. This is fucking intense. Hello. What did I miss? I can't honestly say that you missed anything. You missed me talking about the Daily Swole Club and Swolenormous X and doing live casts when I'm traveling, and that I'm out of breath because I carry a lot of bags up the stairs. It's pretty much what you missed. So anyway, good stuff. What's up, April? What's good? My friend finally agreed to start exercising. I'm going to have her do some lifting with me. Good shit. Good for you. Good for you. Your podcast really opened my eyes to things I really didn't know nutrition-wise. Fabulous. Listening at the gym. Happy to be listening in. Thank you. I'm happy to have you here. Make some gains. Come on, push. 2 more. Come on, stop being a pussy. Go. Yeah. Well, that's the reason why. What's up, fitness crew? What's up, bro? That's the reason why I started doing the podcast every day. I mean, that's the reason why it started off that way, because I wanted to commit. I wanted to be something that was guaranteed. I thought about when I was doing a podcast, because some people do a podcast once a week. I'm thinking once a week, geez, that's only 52 episodes a year. It would have taken so long to pick up steam. It would have taken so long to generate like this audience here. It would have taken so much longer, in my opinion, if it was once a week. Plus, it wouldn't have inspired me. It wouldn't have kept me glued to it. The daily is just something that I needed personally. And I think it's interesting. It's probably something that you all didn't know that you needed. before you found the podcast. And once you find it, you find that kind of like, oh, it's up every day. It's posted every day. It never fails. And that's the way I feel. You know, it generates a lot of passion on my end, and it keeps me consistent. It keeps me honest, and it keeps me regular. You know, it does. It does. It helps me as much as it helps all of you, because even when I don't feel like it, or when I'm tired or I have a rough day, I come here, and even if I'm just like, and honestly, I'll be honest, as you can imagine, things that you are your responsibilities. And of course, it's a creative responsibility, but it's fun. I'll set up the podcast. I'm like, oh, I'll feel drained. But then once I hit go and we go live, I'm in and I feel good and it makes me feel better. The Daily Swole is like a workout. Daily Swole is like a workout. When you go there, you might not always feel like it, but when you leave, you're, oh, that felt so good. I'm so glad I did it. Just like the podcast. I don't always feel like doing the podcast, but once it starts, it's a great pod, or, you know, some are probably better than others, or the topics are better, or, you know, that's opinion based, but it's a podcast. And then at the end, I always feel better. I always feel better at the end. So it's valuable to me, and it is a lot more valuable that I'm not talking to myself. So I appreciate you being here. It's better when you're talking to people that are listening. It's a conversation if there's more than one person talking. Otherwise, I'm a crazy person with a microphone. And I was for a while. I was for the earlier episodes. I would go live and have one person watching live, 14 views on a video. It happens. No one's going to watch a video you don't make. For any of you out there that are thinking about creating some content, whatever field you're in or whatever you're passionate about, no one's going to watch your shit or listen to your shit at the beginning, because it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You know, no one's going to listen to a podcast that doesn't exist. No one's going to watch a video that you don't make. And I usually think about that. And every time I make a video and I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to post that, I don't know if I like it enough, I say, you know what? It's not my choice. Let me post it and see what everyone else thinks. And more often than not, I get such a positive feedback. I'm like, oh shit, I'm just going to post everything I fucking make and develop no opinion about it and let you all tell me whether you like it or not. And I'm always shocked and pleasantly surprised when I get great feedback, or it does really well, or it gets a lot of shares, or it gets a lot of great engagement. It helps a lot of people. I get a lot of great comments back from it. And I was like, shit, I almost didn't post that video. I almost didn't make that post or make that comment or make that tweet. So I don't even address that. Every time I don't, and here's the thing, every time I treat the content for Swolenormous just like I do for a workout. Whenever I don't feel like training, I go. It's like, well, that means I need to fucking go. Whenever I second guess, I hesitate for a second. Should I post that? Should I post this video? Should I really? I know, well, in my head, I'm thinking, well, fuck, now you have to post it, because I want to prove to myself that I can't doubt anything. I have to just do. So every time I have this feeling or a hesitation, I don't know if I should post that, I definitely post it, because I want to prove myself wrong. And I usually do. So it's kind of interesting. Dude, took your advice and actually rested and had a better workout today. Thanks. 200 pounds down. Fuck yeah. Everyone's resting now. I'm starting this whole resting craze. Yeah, the video I did today on YouTube was about not taking a rest day. And of course, a lot of people clicked on that video probably thinking I'm going to say, never take off, train hard every day. It's the mindset that you're not training like a fucking psychotic animal. You're not just lifting weights and destroying yourself. You're doing foam rolling and meditating and doing yoga and stretching. That's still training. You're adding back to your body. You're giving your body a chance to repair better. So that's a benefit. That's a good thing. You want that to happen. And it's psychologically better to consider that training, because it should be considered training. You're doing something proactively to improve your progress. And a lot of times people don't think about it that way. They think every time I'm not in the gym, damaging myself, leaving in a puddle of my own fucking sweat and blood and tears, I'm not doing shit. I'm losing my muscle. And I used to be like that when I first started training like 20 years ago. Every time I took a day off, or anytime I wasn't in the gym, I felt like I was getting smaller, like I missed a day. It's one fucking day. It's one fucking day. Think about that. It's 24 hours, maybe. It's one day that you're not training. You're not going to lose everything in one fucking day. will never happen. You're not even going to lose everything in a week or even 2 weeks. You might feel rusty getting back into it. You're not going to lose all your muscle mass. You're not going to lose all your progress in 2 weeks. You know, if you really go off the rails and don't eat any food or you eat complete shit for 2 fucking weeks, yeah, of course you can put on fat, you can put on water weight, you can feel really stiff and get inflamed, and it might take a little bit to get back into the flow, but it's not like you're going back to square one because you took a week off. And I'm not saying to do that, but that's why the mindset can change. And here's the thing. You don't have to necessarily do those long 1 week off, 2 week off things if you're constantly doing recovery. If you're constantly recovering properly, you can train all year round because you're always mitigating that risk of overtraining by investing in your recovery. So you might be doing resistance training 4 or 5 days a week, but you're also doing recovery 3, 4, 5 days a week too. Some on the days you also train. Sometimes you're taking days off and doing complete yin restorative yoga and foam rolling and recovery. And that's a great way to go through because you could be relentlessly consistent, but not always be breaking yourself down. Twitter, excuse me while I go follow you there. Yeah, you guys don't follow me everywhere? I am. Let me tell you where I'm at. The only place that I've been a little bit more inconsistent posting is Snapchat because Instagram stories is just better. But I try to post over on Snapchat as well, especially when I'm dropping new videos and stuff like that. But it's just really tedious to post in both places, kind of repetitive, but I try to do a little bit of both. But I'm so enormous everywhere. The ones I use the most are, I use Twitter, I use Instagram the most, Instagram and YouTube the most, and Facebook. Those are all kind of together. Of course, in Swolenormous X in the private group, you know, we have tons of content shit in there, but, you know, also email, Facebook Messenger. You know, I do stuff on all platforms, the podcast, 2 podcasts. Oh, let me take a moment to plug the second podcast. How many of you are also subscribed to the Swolenormous audio experience? The great thing about the audio experience is, and what you're going to be getting is a lot of these little short snippets. And a lot of times these audio experience podcasts are kind of expanding upon things like tweets or Instagram posts or just thoughts that I have in the moment. So they're very contextual. And also I have been ripping the audio for some of my YouTube videos. So some of the classic ones and some of the more recent ones, maybe Ask Papa Swole and some of the straight balls deep content that I've been doing. You're going to get those on the audio experience as well. So you can follow both podcasts and get a lot of value on both. And most people love the audio experience, especially if you love the other content, you enjoy Instagram and this and YouTube, you're going to like that. So it's very easy to consume content with audio. So I make sure that I have a nice variety of audio. What's up, James? I always take something away from every episode. You never know when someone is ready to hear the truth. Keep pounding us with that knowledge cock. I will. Yeah, that's what I like about the podcast. That's what I like about this one is that it's more long form and the beauty about doing it live. What really always attracted me about live is it's a real conversation. And I think most podcasts, correct me if I'm wrong, but every single podcast that I've ever heard is pre-recorded. So you have a bunch of people talking to each other, but I don't hear podcasts where people are talking to their audience. You know, it's not as much of it's usually a conversation between 2 people and you're listening in for any podcast. I mean, Joe Rogan's podcast, for example, you know, he doesn't even address comments or people watching at all. And it's just, you know, him talking to a guest, which is great. I mean, there's different formats and that's why podcasts and things are great. It's like a book, you know, you get different books and different styles. But I don't know how many podcasts are really, I guess it's like a radio show more than anything else. I guess this podcast is more like a radio show, but I don't know how many actually deeply engage like during the show. So when you make a comment, you catch live. If I catch the comment I want to answer, I answer. I just think it's a much cooler format than what most people put out there for podcasting. So try to keep it pure. Try to keep it pure. I listen to the experience on my headphones while at work. I'll make a note I always think I post more frequently there than I do. I just want to drop some more. I want to be more frequent, more consistent with that. So I'll make a note that I post more frequently over on the audio experience. so I don't do deloads. Yeah, I do deloads. I deload when it comes to my training. A deload week or a deload period, it just depends. Like sometimes it depends. A lot of times I would use maybe a travel week for more deloading. Like for example, since I'm going to be out of the office for a few days, I'm going to bring bands and stuff with me and probably do some stretching and foam rolling. But I do so much. I want to make sure that I unplug more. But that's gonna be more for me, like from a psychological standpoint, but I'll still be doing like some bands and some stretching and mobility, especially because there'll be some driving involved, some sitting down. What's your thoughts on vacationing across the country where they don't have nutrition facts on foods? What are my thoughts on it? What do nutrition facts have to do with it? At places to eat. Most places don't, right? Where they don't have nutrition facts. I don't think they need to have nutrition facts. I think that's why if you do an elimination diet, you don't need to look at nutrition facts. It could help if you're trying to really keep your calories limited, but if you know what foods your body reacts best to, you can make better decisions. So I don't know exactly what you mean by the nutrition facts, but I never look at nutrition facts too much anyway. If you know what foods you should be eating, then it's much easier to eat when you're traveling or eat somewhere if you go. My friend got a DNA test and he said he's missing ACNT3 protein and got told to train a certain way and only that way due to missing that protein. I highly disagree, but do you know about, I've never heard, I don't know. That's some high level foof shit. I don't know. I would need to know a lot more context about that. No, not aware of all that. Science is crazy. Science is crazy. Science is crazy. Science is, it's something to be aware of. It's really important. But what I want to make sure that all of you understand is you can't get too wrapped up in science when it comes to your fitness training. And the reason why I say that is not that it's not important, but you don't need high level science. You don't need to be an organic chemist to lose weight. You don't need to be an organic chemist to build muscle. You don't need to be a fucking scientist to train in the gym. You don't need to know all this fancy shit. You don't need all this fancy shit. You don't. And even the scientists that are figuring this stuff out, they don't even have the answers yet. They're just testing and kind of like scratching the surface. They're playing around with things. What's happening now with technology and with marketing and with the internet is every time this little, okay, DNA, we're figuring this stuff out. Now these companies are just making a product and they're saying, you're short of this protein, train like this, take this supplement. They're jumping the gun with a lot of this stuff. And it's not necessarily accurate or it's not necessarily effective or what you need because it's just very, very new science. I'm not saying it's not true or it's not going to lead to some amazing discoveries. Science is going to take us to places we've never been, and it always has. But it's very easy to get face fucked and ear fucked with all this information that sounds cool, that sells, I don't want to say sells products or, promotes, gets people listening to podcasts or reading blogs or comes up in search engines or bodybuilding.com can be like, oh, about this protein that does it. It's like, people haven't known about that for a long time. Do you have if you're getting results already, if you're crushing everything, that's when I think people should really be looking into this. Or unless they have a major breakthrough for people that are extremely obese but I don't know. The short of what I was trying to say that kind of got jumbled up because in the moment is don't get wrapped up with all the noise. Make sure you're really paying attention to those fundamental contracted by all this extra shit as opposed to knowing what works, what has worked for decades. So the internet is kind of going out. It's been storming. So I know that it's not connecting right. It's freezing. I think maybe Instagram is fine, but I know the other streams seem to be locking up. So I apologize. I double majored in biology and chemistry and I still don't get it all right. Yeah, I aced organic chemistry, but it's like all memorization. You forget that shit when you get out of the class. I mean, those tests and the studying was just fucking brutal for organic chem. I found it fascinating. But it's just, you can't apply that to the real world. It's just how my brain thought. My brain can do 3D, mapalize the molecules, you know, contacting and stuff. Like I could visualize that. Yeah, I know the live stream stopped. If you're listening or if it comes back through, there's nothing I can do. My internet's fine. I'm still connected, but it must be the service. So if you're catching me on Instagram, then I'm not going to stop and wait. You never know. I'm aware. Always aware. I just don't stop because why? People that are listening. Remember, if it pauses, if the internet pauses, which it will, especially when there's storms this summer and sometimes the service just goes out, just check out Instagram because Instagram is a different separate streaming service. I'm just using my phone. I'm using a phone on Instagram, but I'm streaming through the computer. So if the computer or like the service that I'm using goes out or there's something, who knows, just check Instagram. But of course, you can get the podcast later. It's all good. Tyler, who better to know how your body reacts than yourself? Everyone is different. That's what makes it such a challenge for trainers and professionals who are guiding others. That makes it a challenge, but also makes it negligent. It also makes it negligent if a trainer or a quote professional is telling you to do a certain thing without addressing the fact that you are an individual, the fact that you have individual needs, which is why I don't like people writing fucking nutrition plans. Where do you get off writing someone a fucking nutrition plan about their body? You don't know that fucking person. People that are online, these macro fucks that are passing off these, eat this, eat these fucking, they put a disclaimer and feel like that makes it all better. They're selling diet plans over the internet to someone they don't know. They've never met. They know nothing about them. That person doesn't even know about themselves. They've never done an elimination. They've never actually addressed this. And they're making money hand over fist because everyone wants something just mapped out for them. When people ask me, oh, I wanted a diet plan. Well, you're not going to get a fucking mapped out diet plan. What I am going to do, for example, inside Swolenormous X, is walk you through step by step with all the fucking information you need to do an elimination diet properly. Then I'm going to provide you with the information about all these different nutrition eating styles. I'm also going to give you recipes, and we have this community that can help provide additional recipes and, customize your nutrition. We do that together as a community. That is the way to do it. That's the way to do it. You have to approach your nutrition from the ground up. You can't just grab a fucking thing out of a hat and think it's going to work for you. No wonder you haven't found something that works, because you keep on trying someone else's idea of what your body is like, and your body is different than theirs. You have a different bacterial profile. You live in a different part of the world. You have different genetics, you're different genes. You just have different experiences, different goals, different taste preferences. It's fucking everything. There's so many things different from one person to the next. We're similar, but we're not the same. That's what's different about our species. We're similar, same, but different. Same, but different. Some of you will get that. Some of you won't. I never understood cookie cutter diet plans, just a waste of time. Completely a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Why try something that has a great chance of you not sticking to it? If you're going after just a straight diet plan, one of the problems with just one of those straight cookie cutter diet plans is that you're probably not going to adhere to it very well. It's one thing to have a nutrition plan, but it's a whole other thing to be able to stick to it. It's great. Let's say whatever. Let me say, let's see. All right, here's a camera battery. All right, this battery represents a diet. Okay. This battery represents a diet plan. This is the best diet plan in the entire fucking world right here. Okay. This is the best diet plan in the entire fucking world, but it's not for you. So, let's say it is for you. Okay. Let's say this is for you. This is the best plan in the world. Here, you take it. And you're not consistent with it. You don't like the taste. You don't like the foods. Just because, let's say, a bunch of people agree that this is the best diet plan, the best way of eating, if it's not optimized for you, you're either not going to like it, you're not going to get optimal results, you're not going to feel good while you're on it, and you're not going to stick to it. If you can't adhere and be consistent with a nutrition plan, with a training plan, if you can't be consistent with it, you're not going to get great results. It's better for you to be ruthlessly consistent, disciplined, and regular, fucking hell or high water with a decent nutrition and training plan than to be inconsistent with a great one. And that's not an excuse to just fucking do whatever, and doesn't mean that if you do a shitty diet plan and a shitty nutrition or training plan, just do it regularly, you're going to get great results. Doesn't mean that either, but you get my point. You need to build those proper habits. And the best way to adhere to a nutrition plan, the best way to adhere to a training plan is to start from the foundation and customize it as you build capacities. You got to start from the ground up. That's why in Swolenormous X, that's why here on the podcast, and in Swolenormous X, that's why we approach it from that state. Because if you can build that awareness about your body from a training and from a nutritional standpoint, you are exponentially increasing your ability to get results. And that's what's important to me. And I really want that to be what's most important for you. And it's hard because I'm going against the grain for a lot of people that just want, hey, I want this, I want it all laid out. Well, I have a lot of shit that's all laid out, but you got to fucking put in some effort if you really want it to work. I'm not selling or promoting any services or anything that I don't feel will work. That's what I do. With good conscience, I cannot sit here and I can't create a product like Swolenormous X. I can't be talking about this shit if it's not going to be fucking solid, if it's not something that I wouldn't do myself. And it's something that I have done myself. And it's something that I would do. Like, literally, I'm sharing my workout. This is what I would do. This is what I have done. This is what I'm doing now. Like, I share all sorts of shit, but I never promote anything. That's why I don't have any sponsors. That's why I don't take advertising. This is what I do. This is what I believe in. That's why I talk about it so highly. And that's why it's effective, because it comes at it from the right place. It comes at it from the right angle. It comes at nutrition from a foundational approach that most people just completely fucking ignore because they don't understand how the body reacts to food. Hey, Papa, I'm looking at your amazing traps and shoulders. I have amazing traps and shoulders? Thank you. How do you get muscle separation like that? What do you mean? Separation like what? I'm like flexing now I'm like looking in the camera. What's separation? Like my clavicle? My traps? Oh God, it hurts. Like, how do you build traps? Not by fucking shrugs. Shrugs are the most overrated exercise ever. Deadlifts. If you want to build traps, fucking deadlifts and rack pulls. Rack pulls are the tits. Oh, I did an Instagram story today with rack pulls. If you've never done rack pulls, they're fucking amazing. A rack pull is pretty much just essentially a partial deadlift off the rack. So you set the rack really low or higher. I mean, depends on what your rack is. But if you start it, let's say, maybe midway up your thighs where the bar sits, and you literally just kind of do that finishing part of the deadlift, but you're getting a range of angles. Now, one of the problems with shrugs, for example, is you can't load your traps up that much with shrugs. So if you're grabbing dumbbells or a barbell, you can only lift as much into a full contraction, okay, with maybe 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 300 pounds. That's not that much when it comes to your trapezius. Your traps, if you know farmer's walks, your traps are there just fucking holding your shoulder girdle and your shoulder, just holding that in place. Your traps are designed to be isometric and to resist and to keep the shoulder pretty much attached to the body. And when you're carrying things, suitcases, farmer's walks, your traps engage and activate hard fucking core. And when you're doing a rack pull, you're going through a different, you're getting some different angles, because when you start, you're leaning forward slightly. So you're getting a little bit more of the lower portions of the upper trapezius, maybe some middle traps. You're also getting the upper traps. And as you come up, you can go a lot heavier with the rack pull and give a lot more exposure to your traps with resistance than you could ever do with a shrug. So for example, today I finished up with some rack pulls with, how much weight is that? 6 plates on each side. whatever that math is. So what was that 585 or something like that? So I finished with rack pulls with that, and I couldn't deadlift that. Now I can't deadlift that now. I can't shrug that, but I can do rack pulls. I can expose my body to that. And that's a similar benefit to negatives, to isometrics. You can be stronger if you adjust the range of motion that you're going through. So if you're doing a deadlift, a full deadlift from the ground, of course, you're working a lot of different muscles, a lot of muscles in the lower body, a lot of muscles in the upper body, but you're also putting a lot more pressure and risk on your lower back. So you're distributing that weight in that process over many, many muscles. A great total body exercise. Hats off to deadlifts. However, if you're trying to overload your system, you're still doing a rack pull, you're still getting that final position. I'm still getting up that 585 and I'm holding at the top. My body is still experiencing that tension. My stomach, my abs, or my fucking core is tight. My glutes are tight. I'm locked out and I'm holding there. My traps are just fucking holding. And then I slowly control, touch, pause for a second, drive back up. So I'm getting these partial reps and I'm overloading that strongest finishing end part of the contraction. So I'm getting a ton of overload on my traps. It's really overloading the traps. It's still getting very systemic. It's a systemic load. So I'm getting great spinal loading. I'm getting great axial loading. And fuck, every time I do those, and I try to do them a couple times a week, probably twice a week, let's just say, be safe. Like, I just feel like a fucking animal. It just makes me feel more, let me make this, how am I going to word this? It just makes me feel more savage. Makes me feel savage all the time. Makes me feel like a fucking animal. And I'm not saying that it's raising testosterone. It's going to do all that. I'm not going to get into it because how the fuck would I know from like what I did? I'm not doing blood tests before and after, but it just makes me just feel more feel more beast. It's just like I'm covered in beard, just a fucking animal. There's something about lifting heavy, basic heavy, where it's not fancy. It's not a fancy angled curl with a cable. There's nothing like, real form. There's a lot of form, but it's more just like basic function. Like, you get locked in position when you're doing a rack pull. It's very hard to be out of position. It's harder to do it dangerously. It's harder to do it like with high risk because it's a short range of motion. So you're less likely to get injured. That's why I was talking about the other day. We're talking about deadlifts, doing it from a partial standpoint, doing it off blocks rather than from the ground because you dramatically reduce your risk of injury to the lower back and so forth. But it just feels fucking phenomenal. It just feels so good and it builds and it just pumps up the traps like crazy. So if you're struggling to build some trap thickness and you want to overload, rack pulls. Heavy and do it a couple times a week. Thoughts on reverse dieting to be able to eat more. How are you defining reverse dieting? I've never done it. I'm at 1,200 calories. What does that mean? To be able to eat more? Eat more. What does that mean? Thoughts on reverse dieting to be able to eat more. If you want to eat more, just eat more. I love my answers. I just sound like a fucking dick. It's like, eat more. If you want to eat more, eat more. But I'm not hungry. Well, that's how it works. Your body doesn't want to eat more because you're at your limit. So you have to force it. What are you trying to do, Bailey? Let's go that direction. Forget the reverse dieting. Forget whatever that is. I know people throw that term around a lot, but I've asked it when people mention terms, I always like to hear. I want to hear what you think it is. Because I'm very hesitant to just take it because a lot of people use terms like HIIT training and they don't really understand what that is and they just throw it out there. Cardio, it's like, what do you mean by cardio? These blanket terms need to go. And there's a lot of terms that people just grab. They find them online. They just say them because it sounds cool. I lost weight and my body is used to 1,200. Okay, so what are you doing? You lost weight. I want to be able to eat more but not gain weight. I'm already exercising 5 days a week, 6 days a week, lifting and some cardio. You want to be able to eat more but not gain weight. Again, I don't know what Try to be objective with this, Bailey. Are you reading what you're typing? Does that make sense to you? You want to be able to eat more but not gain weight. How does that make sense? If you eat more than your required calories to maintain your body weight, you're going to gain weight over the long term. You're not just going to be able to eat massive amounts of food and just magically not gain weight. I don't know what the point of that would be anyway. Does anyone else have any concept or any opinions on this or feedback? This is on Instagram, by the way. And I'm not trying to be a dick to you. I don't really know what you want to achieve. If you want to eat more, then just eat more. This sounds like something that comes from micromanaging food and calorie intake and measuring every last thing. And that's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, you could do that. Anna, you could do that. Choose foods that are less calorically dense. Eat more spinach. In other words, less impact. You could do more fibrous foods. Sure. If you want to eat more without having to worry about, you mean impact calories and impact carbohydrates, vegetables are great. Vegetables will give you a lot of bulk in your diet. Apartment Jim is rocking the Swole right now. Fuck yeah. What up, crew? Yeah, Apartment Jim, what up? Everyone. Yeah, I put that on the board in the back because I was going to talk about something that I realized it was Freestyle Friday. So everyone's here. It still applies. What's up, David? Yo. First time watching live, was listening to old podcasts while lifting earlier today. Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you. Ooh, thunder. Ooh, Thor is beating his mighty hammer. The gods are pleased with the Swole. Ha, 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 ha. I should get my hammer out. Where's the hammer? Oh, it's in the back there. Can't grab it yet. David. Sorry. If your name is pronounced David, and it's Davied, come on. Get a name that sounds like it spells. Just fucking with you. Welcome, bro. I wasn't here on time my first time on a live. Look at everyone. Everyone's showing up now. Ready for some knowledge. Well, I appreciate you're here. We're probably on the tail end anyway, but this episode was good. It's always good. It's always good. You always get something. Again, it's what's awesome about the live gains is you never know who's going to show up, what questions going to be asked, what topics are going to be brought up. You never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you can go down a path, go down a road, and it takes you somewhere you never expected. But usually in these episodes, you always get a little nug somewhere. Who's your favorite football team? No preference. My best friend is a diehard Browns fan. So the only professional football game I've gone to is a Browns game. It was a couple years ago, Browns Patriots, and the Browns got destroyed. But it was awesome. It was the best experience. It was fucking phenomenal. But being at a game is something, but I don't follow anything like that. I don't follow sports. Flex Friday. Yeah. I just don't care about following what's going on. I got too much stuff going on. It's not an excuse to like not follow. I mean, I could just look and be like, oh, the cool score. I don't want to watch it. If I go to a game, all right, it's an experience. You go there. It's different when you're involved, but watching, nah, no fucks. I do love going to like baseball games. I played baseball growing up, so I connect more with that sport, but I won't watch. What I do like, I'll watch those videos sometimes for entertainment value on YouTube. I'll watch like the top brawls of like 2017 and like all the times that pitchers hit batters and they charge the mound. I'm like, yeah, fucking get them. I'll watch those. I'll watch like the highlight reel. That's why SportsCenter blew up. It's just, who wants to sit there and watch a 3-hour fucking game where nothing happens? Show me the best parts. And if nothing happened, just show me the score. That's it. Do the job for me. Do you have these lives at a specific time on Fridays? No, there's no specific time any day. Unless announced for some reason. In the earlier episodes, long time ago, it's probably not that long, but hundreds of episodes ago, we did live at 12 noon Eastern time every day, but that became, can't say impossible, but it became exceptionally unrealistic and inconvenient to have it at the same time. So it's whenever I can do it. Whenever I can do it. But I do like the evening, excuse me. I do like the evening casts. I also like the early morning casts. But those are less frequent, but I do like getting the day started with the Daily Swole. Though those are cool too. I just can't guarantee. I feel like the Daily Swole maybe 20 years ago would have been like a great morning show. I'm like, welcome, you're getting live with the Daily Swole calling in. We got a caller from so-and-so New York, and someone's calling from their car and shit like that in traffic. And it's a daily show, but no, that's not what this is. This is about consistency, and consistency no matter what. So actually doing it at whenever I can, doing it, that just getting it done, period, I think actually translates and means more than if it was at a set time every day. So the fact that it might be sometimes, it might be at 11 o'clock at night, or it might be 7 o'clock in the morning, or it might be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you get it done. You just fucking get it done. I get it done. I get it done. I show up here and I do the show and I get it done. And when I travel, I still get it done. And although I can't do it the same fucking way with all the tech, I get it done. And I always will. Gonna get it done. And that's a great message when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to training. It's like you do it or you don't. And if keeping it at 12 noon Eastern time was restricting me from getting it done and enjoying it, and I don't want to have a schedule. I didn't create Swolenormous to have a schedule to be restricted and to be boxed in. So I want it to be more dynamic. I want it to be more of an organic type of thing, because that's the way your lives work. You can't do everything at the same time every day. You're not that regular with everything. Things come up, things happen, but it comes down to what are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to prioritize to get done what you need to get done? That's it. I agree with it, David. I agree with that. More of your audience can listen live if you stream at different times. That's what was originally great when I started doing it at different times, because in the evening, or if I was doing it at 12 noon every day, people in Australia could never really watch if you're not up at 12. Not everyone could have gotten it. It was good for consistency because it got a core group of people that were able to watch it there. But then at different times, look, you can catch it at any time if you just want to wait for it to not be live. But if you want to watch it live, then you turn on your notifications. Like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, if you want to catch it live when I'm traveling, you can join the Daily Swole Club or join Swolenormous X, and you'll get access to the private Facebook group where I will stream live when I travel. So if you really want to catch it live, especially, you won't miss the Sunday Fun Day Q&A-ness. You won't miss any of the traveling live casts. Just make sure that you join either one of those, Swolenormous X or the full-blown memberships with all the programs and yoga content and everything, or you can just support the show and donate via the Daily Swole Club, and you'll get access to the private group where I will stream for the traveling podcast. But of course, you'll still get this, and the podcast will always be free. It's just one of those things that, allows me to stay consistent and still deliver the content. Yeah. Notifications, turn them on. There is no try. All right, Yoda. Okay, Yoda. So we left that conversation. With the eat more but not gain weight. Damn it. I was curious about that, the reverse dieting question. Bailey's question about eating more but not gaining weight. I'm still fascinated by that. I want to hear more. I want to know about this magical eating that doesn't cause you to gain weight. Where is this magic food at? I want to eat more but not gain weight. Isn't that is that the magic pill? Is that the magic? That sounds like some Lord Voldemort shit. Fucking Gandalf over here. Gandalf, I shall make you swole, but you won't have to eat any food. Whoa, easy there. Easy there with your wizardry. Easy there. Easy. I'm still curious as to what that was. I want to know. Love the beard. Wish I could keep one. It's all good. Well, this one just got tamed up and trimmed up and nicely organized. And like I mentioned, it's going to be funny because on YouTube, you'll probably get a video tomorrow where the beer is all nice and like tight. And then you'll get one like the next day where it's like long where before I trimmed it, because I still have some content I haven't uploaded yet. But there's one today that I filmed that I want to post for tomorrow because it's more priority. So you'll have some of that like long beard, long short shit going on. So funny. So we'll wrap this up in a few minutes. I'll take a couple more questions though, if you got them. Gaindalf. I can't wait to post that. I got some great t-shirts. I got some great shirts I never released that I've had for I've been sitting on them for 6 or 8 months. Just so you know, there's a great, there's a new, here's something that I can let you all know on. If you are, those of you that are Swolenormous X members, you have the special link in the announcements in the private Facebook group for the discounts on the 4th of July apparel. But if you go to the Gain Train blog, and this is public on the website, the Gain Train blog at swolenormousx.com. There's a post today about 4th of July coming up and gives you a throwback episode, but also a link for the 4th of July gear, and you get 10% off. And the Red, White, and Swole, Guns, Bacon, and Freedom, all those shirts, all the new limited edition 4th of July America Swolenormous gear. But I have a bunch of releases that have never gotten launched. There's something along the lines, there's a great Gaindalf one, there's a great Driving While Gaining shirt, there's Fitness Falcon. I have all that done already. I already have that. So those of you that love DWG and you love all those videos on YouTube, there's a lot of great stuff coming. That patience. It wasn't the right time, but it will be. It's gonna be fucking fire. Oh yeah, Melissa Garcia, have you happened to see that Cosmo has a piece on Tess Holiday about her being 300 pounds and fit? It's supposed to be released next month. I have heard about that, and you can make sure you catch my YouTube video tomorrow. Hint, hint. So very good, very perceptive, Melissa. Very good. I usually have 6 eggs for breakfast. Is that unhealthy? Could be. I'm not going to say it is or is not. A lot of people argue that it is unhealthy, but I personally, if I eat eggs, I would have probably 6 eggs or so. I don't eat caged eggs and try to find chickens which are not grain-fed grains, like wild. Aren't all chickens fed grains, essentially? Like they're given feed. They go and peck, they go and they roam and they forage and shit. I do, yeah, pastured eggs are better. I mean, if you're going to eat foods, I would recommend, it's great to do an elimination diet because some people do have egg allergies or they don't react well to them. Some people react very well to them. So you have to kind of go by what you feel and how you feel and how you perform. I think when it comes to nutrition, look, I've made videos fucking going after vegans and this, but I don't go after vegans telling them they're terrible people. I understand and I believe it. And I believe, I do understand the desecration of the earth and the issues. And there's a lot of issues on this fucking planet. And it's not just the consumption of meat. But let's say in the future, they create lab meat or they just create it and it's healthy and it doesn't cause any fucking issues. And it's just lab meat, but it's meat that is good for you. And it's has all the properties and there's no side effect. I mean, is anyone going to argue it? If it tastes like beef and it's good beef and it's not going to be fucking have some weird side effect down the road, but it's made in a lab. Look, if it's good and it's good, the effects, I don't think anyone here would complain if it's better for the planet. It just doesn't exist yet. And I'm not fucking eating pea burgers. So I'm talking about something else. I'm not talking about these veggie burgers. I'm talking about future, what they're still working on kind of stuff. We're not there yet, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I'm not going to make a judgment about things that no one knew about. Cell phones. There are a lot of things that we would be thumb our nose up at when we talked about it before it got invented. All of a sudden it's a normal thing in our lives. So who knows? Look, if you didn't have a choice, if the earth was so fucked up, if you had to either eat lab meat that was good for you, it worked, or nothing, we're all going to be eating lab meat. So we'll do what we have to do to survive and we'll take it from there. Free range, eat bugs and shit. Yeah, but don't they also eat feed? I remember we had chickens and we used to give them feed. This is a long time ago. I just vaguely remember my mom did it. But they also went out and they fucking pecked at bugs and stuff. Thoughts on regular versus sweet potato, health and nutrient value. Some people have issues with nightshades, and white potatoes, I believe, are nightshades. The sweet potatoes are just much better for me. I love them. I love them. Just feel so much better when I have them. I think eggs get a huge, get a terrible rap. I don't see why people really hate eggs. Everyone's going to chase you down with this study that they read. You know, cholesterol, it has too much cholesterol. Oh, go eat a plant then. Fucking eggs. How are you demonizing eggs? Poor eggs. But eggs are life. They're chicken periods. Oh, God, here we go again. Stop eating chicken periods. Do you eat nut butters? Only from nuts that are on chins. Nuts on chin butter. Oh, there we go. Business idea. Swolenormous nut butters. Delicious in your mouth or on your chin. In the commercial, the fucking viral video would just be like a girl like spreading nut butter on her chin. All right, that got dark. Not really dark, but do I eat? I don't now. If I did have a nut butter, it would probably be almond butter or something like that. I just don't. I don't have any desire to. I don't have any cravings. There's no reason why I would have any. If I had nuts, I would just eat nuts. I'm so mature. I can't say that without laughing. Instagram's going to cut off in a few minutes, in a few seconds, so I'm going to have to restart this. So just re-log in. So unfortunately, these comments are going to disappear. I'm going to end it right now, so stay with me. We'll stay for a couple more minutes. Hold on, I got to just turn this shit back on. Checking connection. It's good. Instagram, let me go live for more than an hour. Come on, man. I'm trying to fucking do this. Cottage cheese. Creamy nut butter. Ooh, creamy nut butter. Nothing quite like it. You know what's always kind of a shame is if I'm live for a long time and then right at the end, sometimes it cuts off. So I go back live for a few seconds, but because I'm going live again for a few seconds, a lot of new people get an alert. They're like, cool. And they sign in. I'm like, we're leaving. Bye. Like they just sign up because they just get another alert on Instagram. And maybe they didn't see the first one because I was live for an hour and they didn't get it. Sucks to suck. It's getting dark outside. Oh, yeah. All right. So let me just wrapping this up. So I will reiterate to go back and listen to the beginning of this episode. Hold on a second. Those of you that are members of Swolenormous X and the Daily Swole Club, you'll be getting exclusive access to the live broadcast when I'm traveling this week. So if you want to make sure that if you want to get access to the live broadcast of the Daily Swole all the time, and essentially if you are part of the Daily Swole Club or you're a member of Swolenormous X, you will get access to the live cast even when I'm traveling because I can only do a solo stream, which will also be great because it will be a smaller live audience. So if you have questions, it'll be very, very personal, very engaging. And so if you really want to interact a lot more, that's a great opportunity as well. So I appreciate everyone that is a Swolenormous X member and those of you that do support the podcast via the Daily Swole Club. And those of you that are in either will be getting notifications and emails about how to find the Daily Swole podcast when I'm traveling, which is just going to be in Swolenormous X Live, which is the private Facebook group for members of the club and Swolenormous X. So that is what is going on starting on Sunday because I will be out of the swole hole, but I'll give you some more details and talk about it more tomorrow and send out some email blasts and stuff like that, letting everyone know what's going on because I know a lot of you tune into the show or you look forward to watching it live every day. But unfortunately, I will be, well, fortunately for me, I mean, it'll be fun. I'll be out of here and doing some other things. But if you want to catch it live, make sure that you join Swolenormous X or the Daily Swole Club or both. And I'll be seeing you when I am on the road. But tomorrow I will still be here, so we could talk more about tomorrow. You can always hit me up if you have any questions about it. Have a good no weekend. Have a good no work days instead of weekend. Every day is a work day. It's just another day. Just another day. Just another day. That's what this is. Just another day. Do you have any videos posted of correct form on squats on a Smith machine? No. No. I will say one thing. That's kind of an oxymoron. Correct form on squats on a Smith machine. That's kind of counterintuitive. You can't really have correct form for a squat on a Smith machine. So no, I do not. I don't squat on a Smith machine. If you can't do a regular squat, it's better off for you to do a different form of a free weight squat than to do a squat on a Smith machine. And that's my personal opinion, but I want to know what kind of context you're asking. Why are you using a Smith machine for squats? As opposed to, is it because your gym, is it like a Planet Fitness where you don't have a squat rack, or is it because of an injury? There's a context there that I can address more. So if it's an injury, there's some other options where you can work your legs. If it's because you go to Planet Fitness, you should go to a different gym. So there's two answers there. Money Cash. What a good name. Money Cash. All right, fam. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 1134 of the Most Muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex. We all flex our biceps. I will see you tomorrow for 1135. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.